Hey, what's going on? I'm Nick Zizi from UnleashYourZebra.com. I'm the two-time best-selling author of the Succeed Like a Zebra series. And I've got a quick message for you. I'm reading a book right now entitled The Eighth Habit by Stephen Covey. Phenomenal book. And there's a section where he talks about discovering your voice. And I want to share just a few takeaways from it and some of my thoughts on how you can discover your voice. So let's dive in. Oh, by the way, if you hear something that resonates with you, please do like this video, comment below, and share. So if you would, please do so now, because you know that this is going to be great. And I really do mean that. So here we go. All right. So discovering your voice is very important because, a lot of people are followers. They're following everybody else. They're following what the guy down the street is doing. They're following the guy they see on social media all the time. They're following every single thing in a sense where they've lost their own identity by trying to be someone else. So the main message today is to do you, be you, right? If we were meant to be everybody else, then we would be everybody else. I think about it this way. If my parents wanted me to be everybody, they would have actually named me everybody. But they gave me a name. My name is Nick Zizi. So I'm the only Nick Zizi. And you're the only you. You're the only Lucy Joseph, or you're the only Michael Smith, or whatever your name is, you are the only you. So I want us to remember this, because the problem that most people have is they're conforming. I think a life of conformity is suicide. Hear me out. A life of conformity is suicide. When you're conforming to the status quo, when you're conforming, you're lowering your standards to the people around you, when you know you could be doing better, when you know you could be the best version of yourself, but yet I don't want to cause any trouble. I don't want to speak up. I don't want be you. We want you to be you. The world needs you, right? So it's very important for us to remember this, for us not to be followers, but rather leaders. And we want to lead by transforming, right? Transforming our environment, transforming our surroundings. And the only way that you can do that is by leading and not following. Now, that doesn't mean that you go and usurp or overthrow someone else who's in leadership. But what I mean is, as John Maxwell said this, he said, there's a book he wrote entitled The 360 Leader, 360-degree leader. And that is whatever position, wherever you are, you can still be a leader where you are. So I want to challenge you. I want to, not just you, but all of us, for us to lead, for us to discover our voice. Now let's dive into this. There are 3 gifts that all of us are born with. 3 gifts that we're all born with that will help us discover our voice. Here it is. Number 1, the gift, the freedom to choose. The freedom to choose. We all have the freedom to choose. We do. We have the freedom to choose. Yes, people's opinions or people's treatment of you. Perhaps you were mistreated. Perhaps something happened in your past that you feel like is holding you back. Yes, that can influence you. That can have some influence on you. Perhaps your genes, you may say. Well, my genes. Or perhaps where you're from. Or maybe the color of your skin, whatever it may be. And we say, well, these things are holding us back. Well, the truth is they can have some influence on you, but you still have the freedom to choose. You have the freedom to choose right now what it is that you want to do with your life. So if you are able, please write this down. Our decisions will lead us to our destination. So the decisions you're making on a regular basis is deciding your future. I'll say that again. The decisions that you're making every single day is deciding your future. So the decisions I'm making, that's on me. That's on me. So my decisions are deciding my future. So I want to challenge you today to understand this is a gift that we have, the freedom to choose. There are consequences. There are cause and effect. There are results that we will get in our lives based on our choice, our decision, based on our responsibility, our ownership. So taking ownership for where you are is huge. Taking ownership for where I am is huge. And I think that's very important for us to remember, that there are things that happen. Perhaps it could be the government. Perhaps it could be systemic racism. It could be a series of things. And a lot of these things are true. And I'm not saying for us to say they don't exist and it's not true. We don't want to put our head in the sand and act as if there's no problems. There are problems. We don't want to act as if there are no elephants in the room. There are elephants in the room. But I'm not going to spend the rest of my life blaming the elephant for me not being where I need to be. So I can make a decision today. So the freedom to choose is a gift that we all have. So you can decide right now. You can decide your future right now by saying, you know what, tomorrow, today, and the rest of my life will not have to be the same. It doesn't have to be the same again. I can decide. I know whatever happened in the past happened, and it could be holding me back. I may have been set back for hundreds of years like black people have, but I'm still going to decide right now to make the changes, to make the necessary decisions, the choices that I need to make, take the actions that I need to take in order to take my life to the next level. So that's the first gift. Gift number 2, and I'll speed it up after this here because there's a whole lot more to say, but I'm going to go on. So gift number 2 is natural laws or principles. That's a gift that we all have. We're all born with the gift of natural laws or principles. Think about the law of sowing and reaping. So whatever you sow is what you're going to reap. We find that in the scripture. We find that when we go to a farm, if you will, or if you have a garden, you take a seed and you plant that seed. Whatever you planted is what you're going to get back. So if I plant an apple seed, I'm going to get back an apple tree. If I plant an orange seed, I'm going to get back in return an orange tree. So that is the law of sowing and reaping. That is a law. That's a principle. So understanding that we are born with these natural laws or principles will make a big difference. And by knowing them, by respecting those laws, right? If I give, when you give, you shall receive. That's something that's true. It's real. It's not fake. It's like, for example, someone who says, I don't believe in the law of gravity. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It doesn't apply to me. I don't believe it exists. Well, whether you believe it or not, it's still true. It exists, right? So this person goes on top of a building and jumps off the building telling everyone, hey, look, I don't believe in the law of gravity. Look at me. And gravity says, hey, here I am. I'm right here. Hey, come to me. Boom. Person falls flat on the ground, right? And perhaps dies or is severely injured. So again, it exists. So it's important for us to obey or respect, observe those laws, the natural laws or principles. They're there, they exist, and they will help us discover our voice. All right, gift number 3 is the 4 intelligences. And I'll go through this fairly quickly. The 4 intelligences. So we all are born with these 4 intelligences. Number 1 is IQ, your mental intelligence. Your mental intelligence is the ability to analyze, to reason, to think abstractly. So this is your mental intelligence. And by finding that out, by understanding what that is, it can help you to discover your voice. The second intelligence is your IQ. I'm sorry, I take that back. It's your physical intelligence, which is PQ. So PQ is what our body does without conscious effort, coordinating 7 trillion cells and complex precision, which is something that you can look at. Looking at your PQ, which is your physical intelligence, to get an idea of what your voice is, like how you should show up in life. What is it that you have to offer? The other intelligence is EQ, which is your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence has to do with self-knowledge and self-awareness. Self-knowledge, self-awareness. So knowing who you are, right? Knowing who you are, being aware of that. See, you can't really know what goals to set if you don't know who you are. If you don't have an idea of who it is that you are. So how will you know you love someone if you don't know who you are, and if you don't love yourself? How will you know that this is the right decision to make if you don't really know what you wanted in the first place? So again, self-awareness or emotional intelligence, which is huge. There's a whole lot more to say on it, but I'm just saying this part here where self-intelligence or self-awareness or self-knowledge is very important. And then the last intelligence is SQ. SQ is spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence. Now, this is very important because, listen to me. Listen to this, guys. Spiritual intelligence is, there's a void in us that only God can fill. There's a void, an area, a spot in our hearts that only God can fill. There's nothing else that can fill that area, that spot in our lives. And we can try by buying things, by meeting new people, or whatever it may be, to try to fill that void, but that only God can fill. So again, I want us to remember that spiritual intelligence is having a relationship with it's that desire that you have, actually, that desire that you have within yourself for a relationship with the Creator, right? With the Creator. I'm not saying the universe. I'm not saying the infinite, but I want to be very specific about this. The Creator. Now, whenever you buy like a gadget or some device, right? If you're unfamiliar with it, what do? You look at the instruction manual, or you go on the website, you find out the features about this product from the manufacturer. Same thing with your life. How can you live your life to the fullest? How can you find your voice? The way you can do it is through spiritual intelligence. Having a relationship with the Creator. By having a relationship with God, God will help you to understand all of the features in your life. He's going to help you to understand everything you need to know about your purpose, your assignment here. Because imagine you are very successful in life and you climb up to the ladder of success and you're at the top and everyone's applauding you and you have all of these accolades that you've received over the years. And you realize that when you get onto the top of this ladder that you're on the wrong ladder. You're successful, but you're unsatisfied. You have a lot of accolades, but you're still unfulfilled. This area here, spiritual intelligence, will change your entire life when we all can get it right. When we can all get it right with God. And God will help you find your voice. So using these 3 gifts will do that for you. I hope you have received value from today's message. I'm sharing my heart. I hope it touched your heart, and please let me know in the comment section what you think. I want to hear your thoughts on this. If you have any questions, let me know as well. Thank you, and remember, imitation's limitation. Unleash your zebra. Be blessed. Please do like this video if you've received value, comment below, and share. Be blessed.